touch record. Yeah. So let me repeat again. What I'm saying is, okay, we just need to have a critical look at the diagram here. We have the desktop version and then the mobile version. Okay. So we need to design it in such a way that when you open it on a mobile phone, this is the look. And when you open it on a desktop or a bigger screen, this will be the look. Okay. But TailwindCss will make it very, very easy for us. It will make it very, very easy for us. That is what we call responsive design. So we are designing this assignment in a way that it will be responsive on mobile phone and on the desktop and even a larger screen. All right. So I think we need to go back to our old code and edit it from here. All right. So let me take away everything from the body. Let me clean this. Everything from the body. I don't have a copy. If I delete it, no problem. So I can have a blank page. Okay. So there's nothing there, right? It's blank. Okay. So let's have a look at the first one. Okay, in Tailwind, you know, in Tailwind we start building everything in someone looked up. Okay. In Tailwind, there's something we call mobile first. Okay. So we design everything in the mobile version. Then we do what we call point breaking. Okay. So that at least when you move from a mobile phone to a bigger screen, something should happen. Okay, so that is what we'll be doing. With Tailwind is very easy. So first of all, I think already we have our script up here, which is going to get us to do our styling. Okay. So looking at the picture, I think we need to have a very big div. I mean, the first div, there's going to be a div to house the whole thing, right? So let's say we have one main div. Okay, so let's have a div here, div. So a div, okay. So we have a div here, right? Okay, so we have a very big div. And inside a div, we should be able to have a header, which is here. And we have a footer first. I want us to tackle the header and the footer first. The same thing to the mobile phone, the header and the footer first. Okay. Hope that makes sense. George is coming. Okay. I hope that makes sense. All right. Please, if you don't understand anything, you can just shout out and then just interrupt me and just ask the question. Okay. So this is our main div. Let's give it a class, as we all know, because we are just focusing on the styling today. Okay, let's give it a class. Okay. And we know that this our main div has a class. If anything, just shout and let me know. I will just address whatever it is. Okay. So let me make it a mobile first. Okay. So in this first div, you want the weight to be full. Okay. You want to apply what is called weight full. That means you should take all the space, everything, right? And I want the height also to take everything. So we put H, then we call it screen. That means I want the weight, take over the weight and take over the height. I hope it makes sense. And we can apply a flex on it. Okay. Then any item that will be placed onto this, I want it to be a flex column. So we call it flex column. Right. For now, you will not see it unless we apply some colors. So let's put a color. And let's see. That's background color BJ. Then let's put gray. Okay. Then the shade. Last time I told you about the shade. The shade is 50 to what? 900. So which one are we using? I want us to use 300, very light. Okay, so let's see how it goes. Okay. So if you notice, we have a very dim. Let me make it red so that you see that it is true that something is happening over there. You see it? Yeah. But I want us to have gray. Okay, so gray, give us a gray, but I want the shade to be what? 300. Today I'll be refreshing it because I don't know what is happening. I don't know. I couldn't get the live server. I don't know if it will work here. All right, so let's go on. Let's carry on. Let's try. Live server extension. What? Okay, no problem. You'll be managing this for now. I hope you can hear me. George, welcome. I've already noticed you one time. Okay, so let's go back to our diagram. Now that we have the outer container, right? We need to place two containers, one for the header and one for the footer, right? I hope you all agree with me. One header, one footer, right? So inside, we have another div. Okay. Then let's duplicate this div because we want to have one footer, one header. So the top one is the footer and the down one is the header. I hope that makes sense. So let's try and drop this one here and drop that one here. Per our design, I'm trying to do the first one header and the last one the footer, right? So let's see what happens. Let's deal with the first one first. Okay. I hope everything is all right. Hello?
Yeah.
Okay.
Follow me.
Is that?
So I'm following.
Okay, nice one. Okay, so before I look at it very well. Before I put this header and the footer, I want to wrap these two header and footer in another div, so that if I want to position them, I'll be able to position them and give them a padding and all that. I don't know if I'm making sense. Before I'll put this header and the footer onto the main, I want these two to be on their own parent div. Okay, so let me have one parent div here. Okay, then I'll be putting them in there. Okay, so I'll grab all these header and footer. I'll copy it like this and put them inside. You understand? So that this will wrap the header and the footer so that I can position them very well. So let's start giving this main a class. I don't know if I'm giving a class. Okay, let me give it a weight of full, right? Let's give it a weight of full. Okay, let's give it a weight of full. Then let's give it a height of screen. I want it to take a height of screen. Okay. Don't forget that we are doing a responsive thing. Okay. Let's flex it. I want to do the last one later. Let's flex it. Okay. And whatever item that you put in there, we want it to be a flex column. So let's flex column, meaning every item that you put over there will be in a column. Okay. Then why don't we give it a color so that we will see what is happening? Okay. So BG, let's give it a gray, but a deeper one. Let's make it 800. Let's see the action. Okay, you see? So we have a very beautiful gray. Okay. Let's make it relative. Okay. You can post me if you have any question. We make it relative in a sense that we want to position this at the top. Look at it. We want to position this at the top and this one at down. So we make it relative so that we can just place this one anywhere we want and place the bottom one to anywhere we want. So the parent will be what? Relative to these guys, and these guys will be absolute. I don't know if it's making sense. You make them relative, then let me see if someone is, okay, there's nobody there. All right. I hope I'm making sense. Am I making sense?
Yeah. Cool.
Okay, all right. So let's carry on. Okay. Since we are doing a responsive thing, okay, there's one utility class that I want to introduce, okay? Okay, we call something MD, okay, then column 3. I want to use 3/4, meaning when you open this on a bigger screen, which is a tablet or a desktop, okay, I want you to divide the screen into 4, but I want you to give me 3 of it. That is the meaning of this. Give me 3/4. So the screen will be divided into 4, but I want you to give me 3. Then keep the 1 for either margin or something, whatever you wanted to do, use it for. You will not see it now until I started placing things on top. But I want you to keep note that this is what is going to happen. This is just the meaning that after you pass the bigger screen, after you pass the smaller screen, or let's say medium. So as soon as I reaches here, okay, I want you to give me a weight, okay, of 3/4. So divide the screen into 4 and give me 3 for the weight. Understand? So when you pass, I want you to reposition yourself and give me a weight. I hope it makes sense. You will see this after styling this header and the bottom. All right. Are we on course?
Absolutely.
Okay. All right. Okay. Nice one. Okay. So now that we have our header, let's start with our header. That's the fun part. Okay. So our header 2 has a class. My intelligence is working here. Let's have a class. Let's flex it because things that we'll be putting over there, you want them to be flexed. So let's flex them. Okay. After flexing them, what do you have to do again? Give us a rate of full. We need a rate of full again. Okay. Then give us a height. I want the height to be just 20. Okay. You will see it in action. Give us a background color of red, but the shade will be what? 500. Okay. The shade will be 500, right? So let's see what we have. Let's see what we have. You see what we have? Now you see what we have, right? As a header. So we consider that one as a header, right? Are we good? Okay. So now let's deal with the footer too. The footer is supposed to have a class. Okay. What are we going to do with the footer? Let's see. We want it to be flex. Okay. All the time we want it to be flex. Give us a weight, the same weight. We want to have the same weight of full, a height of 20, right? Height of 20, because the top one is 20, right? Okay. After giving a height of 20, then I think we can give it a color. That's BG red. Let's give it green. Green of what? 500. We just want to see how it will be. But don't forget, we want it to be hot, absolute. So that we can position it anywhere we want. So we say, give us a bottom. Go to the bottom. We want you to go to the bottom, but be 0. That means don't move. Always be 0. So see where we are. And I think there's something we need to do. Absolute bottom. Yeah. So we need to go to the parent and do something on the parent before it will shift. For this and this, It's inside. Oh, okay. Yeah. So we need to check. What do we have to do? We have a screen of height. Okay, this one is giving us a screen of height. And this one is giving us 300. Okay. Full medium give us this flex column. We need a flex column. We have a flex column over there. Flex column, gray. Okay, what again? Relative, right? Okay, we have the relative over there. So if I say go to bottom, okay. I made a mistake, you did not see the mistake. Give me a bottom of 0. This should work. Boom. So we have it at the bottom. So give us a bottom 0 because it's absolute. It makes sense, right? So have you seen the responsiveness? Once we pass the medium, divide the screen into what? 3 and 4 and give us 3. You see it in action, understand? But the position is wrong. So let's position it very well so that we know. So how to position it, you know how to do it. We have to justify them, all right? So we're going to have item center. Let's have item center, right? I'm doing it with you, so I'm doing it with you. So on this one, we need to have justify between, sorry. On this one, we have to have yes, item center, padding of 2, justify between, no, that is not it. So we are doing it together. So let's check. We're supposed to center this div. So how do we center them? This one. If you want to center something, how do you center them? Forgotten, Fidel.
Think justify between.
Item
Oh
center.
no. Item center.
And what? Justify what?
Justify between.
Center. It don't work. So what do we do? See what we did. You see the mistake? We cannot do center. We cannot justify center to come to center.
So they means the first appearance, the very first div.
So this is a div housing the two. This is a div housing.
The first div, the body div.
Yeah.
That one should not be flex, so that we can do this thing now. We can center margin auto.
Okay, okay, you can do margin auto.
Not this one. Not this one. The up one.
We should do it what?
Yes. So we don't flex it.
You don't need a flex on this one. Okay, so let's take it off. Let's see. We don't have flex.
Take the flex column off.
Yeah, I've taken it off.
The flex column is there.
Okay, you don't want it to be in a column. Okay, so let's see.
Let's take everything. Yes. And then let us margin auto.
Have you seen it?
Margin auto.
Okay, auto margin on that place.
On the first one, yes.
Okay.
We'll remove these items, justify items, and item center.
I should take this item center too.
Okay. Yes.
Okay, the margin
so
auto.
You put margin auto. Yes.
Okay, M auto.
M auto.
Okay, let's see. Let's refresh.
Let's see.
So
still.
Yeah, because we're supposed to flex it. It's a parent, so we're supposed to flex it. You understand? This is, don't forget that this is the one housing the header and the footer. So what you are saying is supposed to be rather on this one, not here. But
Okay.
you understand? Okay. So
Okay.
Margin auto supposed to be, it's not supposed to be on the parent div.
yeah. No, check this one. See this div is housing the green and the red, which is the header and the hot and the footer.
So
So
the
that one,
margin auto supposed to
so what
go
George is
onto
saying,
that.
what George is saying is right. It's supposed to happen on them, not the top one. The
Yes.
top one is for the outer one, right? So that
Yes.
one,
The body.
so yes,
Yes.
the body. So this one's supposed to still be the flex column. You understand? Right. So when you flex column, that one, so we come back to this guy. We come back to this guy and do our magic over here. Nice. So once you put justify center, I think this should work.
To remove this one, the content inside is the one that is justified.
It should be like this instead.
So what George was saying, put margin auto on this one.
On this guy.
If you want to put margin auto, you have to remove all the flex items. You can't flex. You can't put margin on flex.
So let's do margin auto. Let's see. So we have it.
Are we okay now?
Yeah, margin auto solved the problem for us.
Okay.
On this.
On the parent, yeah.
Yeah, but you can drop. Yes, that's the one housing the two divs, which is the yeah. When you put margin auto, that means it takes care of it, and you can as well put justify between item center. You can still put item center without justify, and it will still also work. That means it will place it in the
item center means it should work on the items that are inside.
And this is item 2, and this is item 2. These two divs are item 2 that can be placed inside.
Yeah, so once they're inside, they will be the one to be centered, not the div itself.
Is that?
If they are inside the div,
yeah,
and we place and we say that they should center the item center or item center will center it like what do you call it? Center it what do you call it? Sideways, left and right.
So we can try. Or what do you think?
Justify is the one that does.
Justify will, when you say justify, it will come to the it will give you side and side. It will clear the side and side for you to justify. It will place it between.
Justify is up and down or sideways, up and down.
Side and side.
So we can take
justify between.
Oh, sorry. So we can try.
We have justify as justify center and justify between.
No problem. Let's take this one out.
There are two different things.
Yeah, there are two
different. I think they are properties of flex.
Okay. So let's see what happened. Oh.
Nothing will happen.
You see it? Okay. So now let's put what are we? Okay,
justify center.
Justify. No, let's put okay. For that about justify center, let's put is it justify center instead?
That will center the items. Justify between will put equal up and down distance between the items.
Okay. It shouldn't happen on this one. I think because we are using item. When you say item center, supposed to be here. If you put item center here, it will place everything. You understand? If you say items center, right? That means you should take care of everything inside.
Everything here should be centered.
But
so it works.
Here's the case. There's nothing inside yet. There's nothing inside yet.
Okay, no, Fide.
So all these div are inside that one.
Yes, all these div are inside.
Yes, but you've not placed anything in those div yet.
The div 2 is something. The div 2 has a height. Yeah. So you see, I just place item center on top of the parent, and it takes this guy and put them inside in between, like it put them at the center. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. And the one George said too, and this is what George said. like item center and auto. That one worked. But if you put this one,
And now,
when you put this one class on top and take off all these guys, I think
You still have what you want.
yes, you get what you want and it's cool.
okay.
You understand, Fidelis?
That's when the whole thing is being at the
Mm.
center of the picture. All
It's the
right.
center, yeah. Understand? So this is the mobile screen, and I said, okay, if you pass medium or smaller, I want you to put everything at the center and give me, I mean, divide the screen into what? 4 and give me 1. That is what is happening here.
Making it responsive.
That's right. So divide the screen into 4 and give me what? 3. You understand? So if you say divide the screen into 4 and give me 2, let's see what happens. If you say divide the screen into 4, yeah, of course it's going to be smaller, right? So you see it's very small. So divide the screen into 4, give me what? 3. You understand? I did not refresh. So you see, so we have what we want.
You know what I normally do.
Yeah.
After I finish everything, that is when I begin to to make it responsive. That is what I normally do.
But you know that the rule says do mobile phone first, then
Yes,
you
I
yeah.
get it.
Then from mobile phone you just move, because if you don't do that, you'll be writing a lot of code. You'll be writing a lot of code, and you'll be coming back and forth, back and forth. But just a small classes, and we are done. I don't know if you can see that we
I
are
can get
almost,
you.
yeah, we are almost there, right? Okay, so now that we have our, this is what you have to take note. Bottom 0. Okay, bottom 0 is what you have to take note. Make sure you make your parent what? Relative. Then you make this one absolute. Then so that you can drop it at the bottom of the screen. That's it. That's the most important thing. All right. So now let's see what we have. This is what we have. And once we move to a bigger screen, this is what we will be having. So let's try and put this info thing, then the header and what, and this thing inside. Understand? So where are we? We have to go to what? The header. This is the header. But that's the red, right? So inside the header, what do we do? You put another div, right? Let's put another div. Ken. Is Ken here?
Hello, Lee.
Yeah. Are you here?
Yes, so
Okay. You're not seeing anything.
I'm just monitoring,
Observing, have you?
observing, monitoring, doing all that.
Okay. So let's see. So what do I do again? What's the next thing? We are putting 3 things over there. So one div up, another div down, right? According to the design, that's it. One div here, then another div here, right? Are we cool? That one makes sense, right? So we have 3 div inside. Are we good? So the first one will be what? An icon. Second one will be a text. Third one too, we can just design some div and put it there for him. 1, 2, 3. So let's deal with the first one, or we should deal with the last one, whichever way.
Anyway.
Okay, so let's deal with the first one, right? Which is icon. So let's go get some icons. Let me make it. And we have to use font.
Font awesome.
Yeah, font awesome, yeah. That's exactly. So let's copy. Oh, can you see my screen still? Oh, yeah. So let's find, oh, come on. Mark, stop that. So let's find some CDN from font awesome then. I think we can do some magic here. Font awesome CDN. I don't know, font awesome CDN. Okay. font awesome CDN. Let's go somewhere. Uh-oh. Okay, let's see. Logo. Font awesome. Let's use CDN. Let's see if you can get it from here. Okay, so we have it here, right? This is it. I can copy this one and take it to what? Our header. So our header is supposed to take it. So we're only putting this so that we can be adding icons, right? So typical example, when we go here and we find an icon that we think we want or we like, we can just grab the icon from here. So let's copy this guy. Okay. You think it's okay? Let's just example. No, let's copy the right thing. I mean, let's look for the right thing. I want to put this donut. I want to put this donut. I'm looking for this donut. So let's see. So we can get that donut.
You see, you are passing it.
Where is it?
Pass. Go up, go up.
I should go up.
Oh, here
Okay,
is
I
it.
finished. Yes.
Yeah, no.
Here
Yes.
is pass.
This is it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Why don't you go? Yeah, let's see. Try. Let's see if you can see everything, so that somebody can just go there and pick it. So where is it? So over here, you know, they have various one. 1, 2, 3. The red one. Where's the red one? Where
The
is
last one, I think.
the last one? Is the red one? Okay, red. Yeah, this is it. So we can
48.
copy. Yes, so we can copy all this class with a
Let's
font.
leave that one. It's boring.
Is it?
The red one is boring. Pick
We
the
can
next one.
we can edit it ourselves. We can change the colors and everything. What do you think?
Okay. No,
So
well.
let's copy this one. Where is our design? Okay, so let's copy that one. Where do we place it?
The first one.
That's the first div, right? So we place it here. Let's see what
You
happens.
see, you change the color.
Yeah, so you see the red over there. So we can make it green, right?
Green.
Yeah, since the bottom is green, the footer is green, so that it can be uniform. What do you think?
Fancy though.
Is it?
And you have to change the color of the header.
Anyway, we are not focusing on the on the colors. The colors will come later. What do you think? Okay. Is that somebody saying something? Let's reduce the font to 30. What do you think? 30 will be okay, right? So we are good. So what do we do to that? We need to flex it because where it is not good. So let's put a class on the parent. Okay. Let's flex it first. All the time you flex it before you can do any other thing. Then what? Cursor pointer. I think that's a mistake. So now that we're able to place our item, justify between item center and padding of what 2, which is giving us this padding of 2 over here. So the next thing is what? According to the diagram, this and this, right? Okay, so let's tackle the middle one first. The middle one will just be a P tag. Is that also with that message header hot news, right? Header hyphen news. I think that would be cool. Let's see what we have. Exactly, right? Are we good? So we target the next thing. Which is the info, right? What are we going to do? We have to do something nice for the info. So before that, let's put, why don't you put a P and call it what? Info, right? info like they said. What happened? Oh, George is coming. Sorry. Info, right? So let's see. Now see where we have the info, right? So let's tackle the info. What are we going to do to the div? I want us to do a very nice thing. I don't know if you know this, but let's give that div a class. Let's give it a height and a weight, okay? Let's give it like height of 12 and a weight of what? 12. Okay, so that we can make it very, let's flex it. Of course, we need to flex it. Okay, there's something we call rounded. I don't know if you know about this, rounded. If you say rounded medium, you can do rounded large, but I like the large. Okay, let's give it a color so that it will be easy. BG color, green. Then the shade. The shade starts from what? 50 to 900. So which one are we choosing? Let's choose 200, right? Green of 200. So 200 will be good. And we are there. You see. So let's say rounded medium. Let's see what happens. Rounded small. Let's see. Small. You see how it is. So let's see rounded medium. See what? Yeah. So I like rounded medium. Well, let's make it large so that will be very visible. Rounded large. Okay. That one will look good. Exactly. So now we have a problem because info, look at where the info is. So what do we do?
Put
George,
class on this thing.
you said?
Put this thing, pad it. You give it padding or
I should give it a padding.
Everything
Padding the info.
let's center. No, let's center it.
Okay, so we should center it. Right?
P tag class and
I should do it on P tag. Okay,
yes,
class.
item center.
I should do item center here. Okay, let's see if it works.
Easy item or text center. Sorry.
Exactly. Text center will do. Text hyphen center. Let's see what we have.
Nothing happened.
Nothing happened.
You padding it.
Padding,
Padding it.
but padding will give you a space on the left, but you know you are doing a flex thing. So think about it very well. What George said is okay. That text center is all right, but we're supposed to do something to the parent. Don't forget that this one is inside the parent. So let's target the parent. So George, we do the text center from the parent, right?
Okay.
Then we do justify center, item center. That's the most important thing. We justify center.
Okay, it's justify center.
Yeah. Do justify center.
Item center.
Items center. That should solve the problem. Boom.
Okay.
Very good. Okay. So I think we are designing, so at least we're supposed to have a little designing skill. So see this green and this green and this green, so they are not good. So we're supposed to make them uniform. All of them supposed to be one green. So let's see the shade. The last one, the shade was 500, so we can give this one to 500. So that will be the same, right? The shade of this should be 500, so that will be the same. The colors will be the same. Very good, yeah. So we want to change the color to white and this one to white. We don't want to apply the color to this one and come back to this one. We want to make everything white. So what do? We should target the parents. Don't forget, since you want to apply it to this and this, that means you should target what? The parent. I hope I'm making sense. Am I making sense? Hello? Hey.
No.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I said something, you did not hear me. You didn't hear what I said, or I should repeat myself?
I think they didn't hear you.
Okay, what I'm saying is we wanted to change this text to white color, okay? And we want to change this one to white color. I want to do it in a clever way. I don't want us to change here and change here. So what do we do? So this is in a div, okay, which has this info. We want to change it. This guy too is in a div. We want to change it, but we don't want to target this one alone and target this one alone. So what do we do?
We should go to the parent.
Okay, so we do the parent and do what? Text white, right? Let's see if it will work. Automatically, we have text white on all of them. Because we don't want to repeat ourselves. We don't want to do text white here, okay, and text white here. Redundant, I mean. So we're doing a clever way, right? We can still go ahead and do a styling for the text, make it bold, make it large and all that. But let's focus on the, what we have now. Let's see if our responsiveness is working. Okay, we have it. So now, when you look at the diagram, okay, when it goes to the bigger screen, this guy is out and this guy changes to what? A logo, I mean, an image. So what do? We need to make sure we hide this guy and hide this guy, then bring this guy in. You understand? So let's target it first. After we hide this one, we hide this one. So let's target them. We hide this div and we have the top div. I hope that makes sense. Can we go ahead? That makes sense, right? Okay, so let's do it since you can hear me. Okay, so let's do it. But before that, I want this one. I want you to bring, when you bring the cursor, I want this one to show that we can click it. So what do? What's the class for making it clickable? Cursor, what? Pointer.
Enter.
Cursor pointer. Right. So that when you bring your mouse over there to show, okay, it's clickable. You see, it's clickable. Why don't you do the same thing for this guy, the info guy too? You can make this info guy to the same. Cursor pointer. Okay. So when you bring the cursor, it shows that, okay, you can click it. Okay, you can click it. You understand? Okay. So we need to hide the two of them whilst we open it on the desktop. On the desktop, we need to hide these two guys. So what do? Fidel.
Think on light screen hidden also.
So once we pass what? Once we pass medium screen, okay, we want to hide them. So
Hidden.
yeah. Once we pass medium screen, I want you to hide this icon. So we can do the same thing for this guy. That please, once we pass that screen, I want you to give me a heading. Okay, so that's nice. So let's see what happens. Boom, everything is gone. But we need to bring what? Image. So opposite, we'll bring what? An image and we make it what? Opposite. I hope that makes sense. Or we should bring an icon. I think image will do. Are we good? So let's introduce another div here, which is going to hide our hot image, right? So let's bring image tag, img. You know this one already, which is a self-closing tag, which has a source, src, which is equals to whatever image you provide. All right. So let's find image on the internet. Let's find any image and just slot it there. I think I got one. Yes, this one. We can just target this one. Let's use this one and see what happens. slot this one in, right? Let's see what we have. Okay, so we have a very big image. What do? We need to style it, make it smaller. So what are we going to do? Image 2 can have a class. Okay. So let's give it a. Yeah.
This way of styling is very it's very amazing and simple. Like, seriously.
Exactly. It's very amazing. Trust me.
Very, like, very can understand, readable.
Yes, it's readable.
Like if you follow it, you can understand it.
Exactly. It's like English. It's like you're writing English.
Like how you said, hide. Like if it was to be CSS and a whole lot of shit just to hide something.
Yeah. 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 So now we have our image there, right? Why don't you make our image look good? So we can do that thing rounded. Okay, rounded. Let's make it full. I like that thing, rounded full. So let's see how the image will look. You see it? It looks amazing, right? But we don't want the image to show. So on default, on a default, it's what heading. So we can just bring what heading, right? By default, it's heading. Why is our distance pushing? No. Shouldn't push. Okay, let me see. Comment this one. See what happened. Okay, so the heading is supposed to be on the div instead. You understand? The heading is supposed to be on the div instead. So that we can hide all the div. So the div is supposed to have a class name. George, are you here? Heading.
Yeah, I did.
So I want this one to be very interactive. So you just say something or you just contribute so that we can move on. I want us to have that kind of.
Okay, no other.
So it's now hidden, and I think we are good, right? Okay. So let's see. So we need to unhide it when the screen goes bigger. So what do we do? Do you remember? Medium screen. I want you to flex. That's all. That's all we need. Ken. Oh, Ken is gone.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, so you see, it's amazing, right? So once you open it on a desktop or on a tablet, everything hides and come back with the image. The image will come, boom. You have the image. I think it's amazing. So it's very simple. On a mobile phone, this is it. When you go bigger screen, give me image, hide the rest. I think we are on course. Right? So let's bring a P tag for the footer so that you show. Okay. So footer. See where the footer is. I want you to help me to start the footer. See where the footer is. What do we do? You want the footer to be in the middle. Okay. So we will do that on the parent, right? We do that on the parent, right? That we justify center and items
Center.
Yeah, let's refresh and see what happens. Boom, nice one. Nice one. So you want the text to be white, right? Or what do you think? So that to be uniform, everywhere will be white. So we can do that on text white. That's it.
Hmm.
That's all. Ken,
Yeah.
any problem?
Oh, no problem. I think later I'll just follow the code. I understand.
Exactly. But it's interesting, right?
Mm,
Interesting.
yeah.
It's very interesting. So let's do something like, there's something like called capitalize. Capitalize. Meaning I want it to start with what? Capital letter. Yeah. So you see F is capitalized. So these are some of the classes that I've used several times. So I have them with me. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say, because I've designed a lot of things using these classes. But my first time, I have to go to Tailwind site and look for it. But now that I'm comfortable, so the design is in you. So you say, I want this thing to happen. How do I do it? Tell Google. Google will take you to Tailwind site, and then Tailwind site will show you step by step. Okay, this is it. Then you apply it, and that's it. It will be part of you. That's exactly what I did. You understand? So now we have a responsive design. Boom, we're out. So let's see if we are on course. But there's a header here. Okay, the header is there. So when you go there, then it will come here. But I think there's a lot of margin here. So why don't you give padding, right? Padding what? Padding left, right? So once we pass, so we need to put it here on the parent, right? On the parents, we have to tell the parent that once we pass medium screen, we want to give us a padding left of what? Let's say 8. So give us a padding left of 8. Once we pass the screen. Okay, once we pass a smaller screen, give us a padding left of what? 8. What are we doing? So you see, it's a padding left. Have you seen the space over here? That's what I'm referring to. That's it. And that's it. That's it. See it. Slow, slow, slow. Boom. Close. Boom. Close. Boom. I think we are on course, right? So I think we have to end here and then continue, I think, next time. We left with this. We need to do this menu, this image, and this side. We call it sidebar maybe. Then, but we will read instructions. You have to read the instructions and continue. That's it. So far we are able to do the header, the footer. So, and we're able to do it responsively, right? It's responsive. So what we will do next time is to do this menu 1, menu 2, menu 3, menu 5, bring our image and see how we can position it on the mobile phone, and on a desktop, see how we can position it. All right. Okay. So what do you think? What do you say, if anything? But I think we should close, then continue maybe our next session. I'm thinking, depending on what will happen. What do you think?
I think we should call it a night and continue that time.
I know you will say you'll be the first person to close us. Doje.
Yes, sure.
Doje, what's
You
up?
have to be conscious of the time.
Yeah. What's the time?
Cool.
So George, we should close, right? Dixon.
Of course.
I think the rest,
Dixon, you were saying something, I did not hear.
the rest should be an assignment to them.
Exactly. Exactly. So if they're able to do something and post it, then we can continue the next time, right?
Yeah, those who can finish it should finish it. But those who want to try to should try.
Exactly. I think this is not much. It's very interesting when you start following the step by step, understanding it. If this thing become part of you, that's it. You can design anything. If this thing become part of you, they are just utility classes. Right, Joje?
Yeah.
So we are closing. What do you think?
Okay, no, I like school now.
All right. Michael, Ken.
Okay.
Okay, we should close or we should continue? We should close
Oh, you can close now.
so that we can at least work on this one.
Yeah.
Right. If you need the code, I can copy it for you, but don't read the code, but start building your own. If anything, you can refer with the code. I think that's the best way. There's no way I will see someone code and copy it and use. No, I will do it. If I stuck, then I can go and look at the code or look at the video. That's it. That's what I do. I don't copy people's code. If you do that, you will not get it in your muscle memory. You will not grab it. So don't copy someone's code. Just do your own. Where you stuck, then you can just go and look at it. What did he do? Okay, this is it. Then you just come back to your own. So I think we can call it a day, right? Guys.
Okay.
We'll end the session, then we'll talk. Wednesday, right? Okay.
Wednesday.
All right. Okay. Dixon, let me catch you behind her. Dixon.